Hi, I'm Nick Lujan, Director of Artistry and Education for Kevyn Aucoin Beauty, and today we are going to talk about the most important step to any makeup look, your foundation. Just like the structure of a building, your foundation is going to be key to success. A good foundation is going to help balance out skin tone, help even out skin texture, and provide you with the perfect canvas to apply other products. There are so many formulas, finishes, textures, and coverages out there. I would love to spend some time just giving you some tips and tricks to help you find the perfect foundation formula for you. There are three main types of coverage you want to consider when choosing the right foundation formula. Deciding whether you want sheer, medium, or full coverage will help guide you to the correct formula for you. Keep in mind, it's always good to have multiple types of coverage in your wardrobe to be prepared for any event. Let's start by talking about sheer coverage. Sheer coverage is similar to pantyhose, meaning you're still going to see freckling, you're still going to see your skin through that foundation formula. It's going to softly balance out skin tone and smooth down texture, fine lines, and pores with a natural result. It's almost like adding a soft filter to your skin. Although it's not as buildable in coverage, you can always partner it with a medium or full coverage to spot cover areas of concern. Stripped Nude Skin Tint by Kevyn Aucoin Beauty is the answer to sheer coverage. So I'm gonna put just a little bit here so you can see. You can still see the skin through the makeup. It doesn't really look like I'm wearing a ton of product, but it does help to reduce that redness and smooth down texture. Now let's talk about medium coverage. Medium coverage is similar to tights. You'll find that freckles are less visible through that foundation formula. A medium coverage is designed to help even out skin tone and yes, to help smooth down texture, but with buildable added coverage to help cover concerns or discoloration. Now you may find that when you're building up coverage with foundations, you may have to introduce blusher or bronzer to bring back some life to the skin. The ETHEREALIST Skin Illuminating Foundation from Kevyn Aucoin Beauty is my go-to for medium buildable coverage. I'm going to swatch a little bit down the center of my forehead here so you can compare it to the sheer coverage that we did earlier. So this is shade number 6 in Skin Illuminating Foundation, the ETHEREALIST formula, and you'll see that it does offer more coverage versus the sheer coverage of the Stripped Nude Skin Tint. Now it's time to talk about full coverage. We said earlier that sheer coverage was like pantyhose and medium coverage was like tights. Your full coverage is almost like leggings. It's going to cover everything. You will not see freckles or skin through that foundation formula, which means you do need to incorporate highlight, contour, and blusher in order to create some dimension to your face and add a little bit of color for that healthier glow. My favorite two formulas for full coverage are Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer and Foundation Balm. So there's two options here for you. I'm gonna swatch them so you can compare them. So this is Foundation Balm. I'll put this right up against that medium coverage of the Skin Etherealist Skin Illuminating Foundation. And then here is my Sensual Skin Enhancer right next to that. So you can see both formulas will cover about just anything, but the enhancer is for extreme coverage. The good thing about a full coverage formula is that from a pro perspective, you can shear a full coverage down using radiance oil or a moisturizer or a skin primer in order to adjust and customize your level of coverage. So whatever the event, if your skin needs to look flawless and gorgeous, you want to start using a little bit of a full coverage. So now you know that each formula coverage is integral to having a well-rounded makeup wardrobe. Now that we've discussed level of coverage for foundation formulas, so either sheer, medium, or full coverage, it's time to talk about the finish. There are three main finishes for foundation formula, either radiant, satin, or matte. The finish refers to how that formula sets on your skin and how much light is either absorbed or reflected off the complexion. Let's talk about radiance first. A radiant formula, otherwise known as glowy or dewy formula, tends to have more of that hydrating or nourishing ingredient base. So with that skincare type ingredient, it's excellent for drier skin types, but will work for all skin types. Stripped Nude Skin Tint is designed to be that sheer radiant formula to help lightly balance skin tone and smooth down texture and pores. I'm going to take just a little bit on my finger and swatch it so you can see that radiance that it gives. So I love this formula because it makes me feel so youthful and glowy. But see how that light reflects? That's a good radiant foundation. Now let's talk about a satin finish. A satin finish formula is designed to take on the characteristics of well-balanced skin. Therefore, it's a little bit radiant without being super glowy or dewy, and it has a natural finish that isn't matte. There are typically two types of foundation formula coverages that come in a satin finish. So that's going to be your medium coverage or your full coverage. So my favorite medium coverage satin finish formula is the ETHEREALIST Skin Illuminating Liquid Foundation. I'm going to take a little bit of number 6 and swatch it down the center of my forehead right next to that radiant finish that we did earlier with that Strip Nude Skin Tint. So you'll see in comparison, look how reflective Strip Nude Skin Tint is versus the Skin Illuminating Foundation, which does reflect the light, but it's more of that satin finish. And then I also have a favorite for full coverage in that satin, almost borderline glowy formula foundation, which is Kevyn Aucoin's Sensual Skin Enhancer. Formula is awesome, extreme coverage, but with more of that skin-like finish. It's not matte and it's not super dewy, but it's somewhere in between. So I'm gonna swatch that right here next to it so you can see how that reflects light. Keep in mind with Sensual Skin Enhancer, you can shear it down with other products like primer, oil, or glass glow face in order to customize the level of coverage and to add either more radiance or just to keep it natural. So let's take a look at these three. Strip Nude Skin Tints, which is more radiant. ETHEREALIST Skin Illuminating Liquid, which is more satin. And then Sensual Skin Enhancer, which is also on that satin end of foundation formulas. Last but not least, let's talk about a matte finish. A matte foundation is going to absorb light and help to control the appearance of shine or oil on your skin. Typically, a matte foundation will come in a medium or full coverage with a powdery finish. Now, you might also find it in different formats. You might see a matte foundation in a liquid, a cream, or even in a powder compact. My favorite demi-matte finish foundation is the Foundation Balm from Kevyn Aucoin Beauty. It's this beautiful pot of foundation that comes with a brush. You'll notice that the formula has a little bit of that balmy, silky texture. When I apply it on my forehead, you're gonna see that it absorbs light. Keep in mind, with Foundation Balm, you also get some skin-caring ingredients that help to maintain the hydration of your skin. So even though it's a matte finish, it's not gonna dry out your skin. So let's compare all of them across my forehead. So here is Foundation Balm, which you'll see is absorbing light. Then we've got Sensual Skin Enhancer and ETHEREALIST Skin Illuminating Foundation, which is more of that satin finish, so it reflects a little bit of light. And then we have Strip Nude Skin Tint, which is the ultimate in that youthful, radiant glow. Now I'm going to share with you one of my favorite tips for adjusting the level of coverage and radiance of your liquid or cream foundation. Today I'm going to demonstrate using Kevyn Aucoin's Foundation Balm, which is that demi-matte finish. And I'm going to combine it with one of my favorite shades of Glass Glow Face called Pixie Dream on the back of my hand. So I'm going to take out a little bit of my Glass Glow and mix it with my Foundation Balm before I apply it. You'll see that it becomes more of a sheer and more radiant version of Foundation Balm. So with my brush, this is the brush that comes with Foundation Balm, I'm gonna bounce it through the center of the face or wherever I have the most need for coverage, and then I'm gonna buff it out from there. But you'll notice it's still gonna offer me adjustable coverage, so full coverage where I need it by bouncing the brush, and then I can buff it out to sheer down coverage around the perimeter of the face. But check this out. Isn't it gorgeous? It's like one of my favorite combinations for foundation ever. So a well-balanced complexion is gonna have areas of matte and areas of shine. So there's such a thing as bad shine. And areas where I find that I need that extra help to control shine are the sides of the nose, tip of the nose, also maybe around the perimeter of the face. Anywhere that you would wanna sculpt should be matte. And to do that, I'm gonna use the loose setting powder from Kevyn Aucoin Beauty. Take a little bit on your brush and give it a good tap on the table so that the powder goes inside the bristles and doesn't make a mess all over your bathroom. And then just gently press and roll it into the areas that you want to have controlled shine. So notice how I avoid the higher planes of the face with a lot of powder. I still want that glow to shine through here, but I want to minimize the shine right here closest to the nose and on the tip of the nose. So here we have more of that balance of matte versus shine. And then here, you can see there's a lot of light reflecting all over the complexion, meaning it's gonna reflect light from different angles and not give me the results that I want. Now it's time for a recap. We've already discussed the 3 levels of coverage and the 3 finishes for foundation, plus I gave you a couple of tips on how to adjust the radiance of your product on your skin. Now let's just walk through each product quickly just to summarize. So first up, if you were looking for sheer coverage with that beautiful radiant finish, you want to try out the Strip Nude Skin Tint from Kevyn Aucoin Beauty. If you're looking for medium buildable coverage with that skin-like satin finish, try out the ETHEREALIST Skin Illuminating Liquid Foundation. Now, if you want more full coverage and a matte finish, go for the Foundation Balm. Also, we have another product that I discussed quite a bit, which is the Sensual Skin Enhancer from Kevyn Aucoin Beauty. This formula is magical. It can be adjusted to be sheer coverage or full coverage, and it has that quality of a naturally balanced, beautiful skin.